The Red Hawk has been protecting the city for years, using his combination of human and hawk-like abilities to keep the residents of the city safe from any threat that comes on. But over the years, the Red Hawk has been changing slowly. Initially, he just had hawk wings and a human body, but now he was getting more and more animalistic. And recently, having brought on a sidekick named Hawkboy, Hawkboy's noticing things about his boss, things that concern him deeply. The patrol started like any other day. Hawkboy was excited to get in the air because he had been stuck in high school all year. Finally, it was summer vacation. Infinite hero time. "You have to stay in school, you know," the Red Hawk said as they soared overhead, looking for trouble throughout the city. "I know," Hawkboy said, "but it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to be a hero right after graduation." "I'm just looking out for you is all," Red Hawk said. "The Hawk force inside you is only half as much as there is inside me, and to be honest, the villains these days are getting pretty tough." "What does that mean?" Hawkboy said. Red Hawk didn't say anything, but Hawkboy knew what he meant. He didn't think he was strong enough. He didn't think that he could protect the city on his own. "It doesn't matter," Hawkboy said. "I've got you, haven't I?" He tried to laugh, but it came off as just sad. "There," Red Hawk said. He swooped, not waiting for Hawkboy to go after him. Hawkboy struggled to keep up, but when Red Hawk dived, there was nobody faster. A huge homunculus was destroying the city, ripping cars apart in the center of the street and eating it in its mouth, not caring if it was metal or human, just smelling blood, the blood of the terrified people inside. Red Hawk cut the homunculus in his neck, and it screamed, swiping towards it. Hawkboy tried to get another swipe at its neck, but the homunculus grabbed him in the leg and threw him down onto the ground. Hawkboy skidded to a stop. He screamed, putting his hands up as the homunculus raised his fists up, ready to smash down. The Red Hawk took its eye out with his beak. The homunculus screamed, covering its eyes, roaring, and Hawkboy saw his chance. He ran up the homunculus's knee and jump kicked the homunculus in the face. It fell backwards onto the car, and Hawkboy and the Red Hawk helped the people inside to safety. "Is it dead?" Hawkboy said, looking at the homunculus in the eyes. A bizarre combination of human, gorilla, and machine was now apparently unconscious, but its bleeding from its neck made it look like it was dying. "I don't know," Red Hawk said. Red Hawk didn't like killing, but when it was something like this, and not a human life, it was less important. "Who made it?" Hawkboy said. "We're gonna find out," Red Hawk said, flying into the sky. Hawkboy pressed his communicator. "My wing's busted. What do you want me to do?" "Stay grounded. I got this," Red Hawk said. Hawkboy threw his communicator against the wall in rage. He waited all night for an update from Red Hawk. Nothing. That was strange. Red Hawk was somebody that always sent updates, even to the point of absurdity. He required Hawkboy to give him information about his bathroom breaks. And though Hawkboy had his wing set in the hospital and was walking on the streets with his wing in a cast, he was worried. He traced Hawkman's communicator to a warehouse on the edge of town, probably where the homunculi were being made. Even though Hawkboy couldn't fly, he was still trained in martial arts. He could save his boss if he had to. Coming up onto the warehouse, it seemed perfectly normal, surrounded by the delivery offices of a tech company. Hawkboy crouched and broke through the downstairs window, going inside. There was nothing remarkable inside the warehouse. Boxes and forklifts everywhere. "Hello?" Hawkboy said. Nobody answered. Something rustled in the rafters of the warehouse, though. "Red Hawk, is that you?" Hawkboy said. He climbed the stairs, getting closer to the rafters. Above him, there was something in the intersection of the beams. Hawkboy couldn't tell what it was. "Hello?" Hawkboy climbed the ladder onto the rafters, stepping onto the catwalk high above the warehouse. He was unsure what would happen to him now, but he saw a strange collection of things in the intersection between beams in the warehouse. "What did you do with my boss?" Hawkboy said. Something was rustling, huge, monstrous, like the homunculus they fought earlier. Hawkboy got ready for a fight. He had to save his boss. Now was the chance to prove himself. He stepped closer and closer to the writhing mass, the shadowy creature in the beams of the rafters. But when he saw the creature, he gasped. The Red Hawk, now 80% hawk, was ripping into the flesh of a security guard at the warehouse. Hawkboy took a step back. He couldn't believe what was happening. "Hey, get yourself together," Hawkboy said. "Kill me," Red Hawk said. Hawkboy didn't have a choice. He tackled Red Hawk, knocking him off the rafters and down onto the warehouse. He wrestled with the giant hawk creature who bit down towards Hawkboy. Hawkboy couldn't escape now. He was fighting his boss, but he was consumed with rage, blood on his beak. Hawkboy let his training take over. He punched the hawk in the beak, then rolled back and jump kicked him in the face. The Red Hawk fell to the ground, unconscious. Hawkboy couldn't believe this. That guy up there was dead. Did the Red Hawk kill an innocent worker? He didn't understand. He had to get help. Hawkboy watched his master healing in the intensive care unit. Is he going to be okay? Hawkboy said. Physically, yes, the doctor said, looking at his readings. But mentally, the Hawk Force taking over could mean the man you once knew is never coming back. Hawkboy couldn't believe this. And what does that mean for the city? The doctor swallowed, then put his hand on Hawkboy's shoulder. I think you know what he would have wanted. But I can't, Hawkboy said, looking at his master and the doctor. I'm just a kid. I'm still in high school. The city needs you, the doctor said. What would he want? Hawkboy thought about it. All of his training, every day, the thing that Red Hawk told him. Someday I'm not going to be here anymore. What are you going to do about it? It wasn't something that was guaranteed. It wasn't a mantle or a costume that he could just put on. It was something that Hawkboy would have to earn. And even though he had a broken wing, even though he had just a quarter of the Hawk Force inside him, he swallowed, then nodded. The next superhero of the city wouldn't be the Red Hawk. It would be him.